Thank you so much for joining me in this Kundalini Plus practice. I've explained what Kundalini Plus is. It's a trademark system which I've developed from ancient traditions in India and in the Far East, specifically in China. And I've brought them together in a unique, seamless system to balance your mind, your body, and your spirit. And today, on this auspicious occasion of World Yoga Day, I invite you to join me in this meritorious practice. Before we start the practice, the preliminary rooting and grounding practice that we do in Kundalini Yoga, which honors the divine nature of who we are and what we are, I invite you, if you please, to start being aware of what you are feeling, what you are thinking. You see, dear friend, once you're aware of what's going on within you, then you are in a position to change those circumstances, those thoughts, those feelings and emotions that are not desirable for your highest potential and your highest good. Most of us are uncomfortable with being aware because we have so many demons that we are grappling with. And hence we look to the outside world for solace, for distraction, for alignment, when all the time, as the Buddha says, everything lies within you. As the great texts, the Upanishads say, everything lies within you. So if you're looking for change, if you're looking for love, peace, joy, fulfillment, close your eyes and start building a relationship with who you are and the essence of who you are. And this is the magic of Kundalini Yoga, the yoga of awareness, where we finally take cognizance and responsibility for the divine full potential being that each of us is. And now, if anything is bothering you, I would like you to identify it, label it by imagining that you're writing out that thought or emotion on a piece of paper. So you will label it. So if, for example, if it's anxiety, you will write mentally anxiety on a piece of paper. If it's loneliness, you will write out loneliness. Write out whatever you're feeling on a piece of paper and imagine that you have a tote bag or a suitcase right in front of you. You're going to open that piece of luggage and drop this in. Whatever negative emotions are coming up, whatever negative niggling thoughts are coming up, you're going to label everything. You're going to drop them into this little piece of luggage. And then you're mentally going to get up, walk to your front door, open the door, and place this outside. I want you to engage all your senses when you do this, all your 5 senses. Feel, see, hear, smell, and touch. Feel the touch of the floor on your feet, the breeze as you walk through, the smell is in the air. Look around you and see the door. Hear the sounds in your environment. And now come back and mentally sit back down. So now that you've emptied your mind, at least to a certain extent, you can now start to go within more deeply. Because as Shantideva, a very famous Buddhist saint, says, if you can do something about something, why worry? If you cannot do something about something, why worry? So hopefully after this class, you will be feeling slightly better and you may even get some insights as to how to fix your problem. However, for now, for right now, there's nothing that you can really do about it. So why worry? That's why I mentally asked you to go and unload this luggage and come back so that you're sitting with a slightly more open and free mind. And now you're going to rub your hands together vigorously. Press your palms into Anjali Mudra, Pranam Mudra, bring them to your heart, roll your shoulders back and down, bow to yourself. And I'm going to root you in with a mantra and Gurumukhi because that's the tradition that I learned Kundalini Yoga from. However, you are free to chant in whichever language or whichever religion suits you. We don't use deities in Kundalini Yoga. We believe the Guru is within us. So anything that I chant is basically paying homage to the Guru within me. Within you, that is. Okay? So I'm going to start with a mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, which means I bow to the primordial wisdom. I bow to the primordial wisdom within me. I bow to the lineage gurus who show me the path from darkness to light. And so it is in full faith. Take a deep breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Breathe in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. One more time. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Now take a deep breath in and lock your pelvic floor muscles like you would trying to stop the flow of urination, the Mula Bandha. Press your navel to your spine, Uddiyana Bandha, and now pull the energy up even if you have to fabricate that feeling. Pull it up through the Sushumna Nadi, the central channel, and let it come to rest at your third eye. Suspend your breath, don't breathe in or out, suspend your breath. Release. Let's do it one more time. We're going to breathe in, lock Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and then we're going to bring the energy up to our third eye, pineal gland, which is the center for dharana, concentration. And you're going to set an intention for this class and dedicate the merit for every single living being on this planet. It doesn't matter whether it's an ant or an elephant. So let's start in 3, 2, 1. And as you breathe out, you're going to bring your hands in front of your face, up above your head, sparkle out your fingertips, keep breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, touch the floor, breathe in. So we just blessed our auras with energy by generating the energy from the Muladhara Chakra. By locking Mula Bandha, locking Uddiyana Bandha, we force the energy to start moving up because the energy has to move up because it's not leaking through the lower doors, right? So now that we've started to generate this energy, which is what we want to transmute Kundalini Shakti into any kind of energy for any kind of desire or purpose that we may have, okay? So now we're just going to do something called Sufi grinds, just to warm up the pelvis, to warm up and to start churning energy. So you're just going to move right, front, left, behind. Right, front, left, behind. Breathing in when you go right, completing the inhalation, lifting your chest up, breathing out, starting left and completing the exhale, curving your spine and straightening your shoulders, your elbows. So please look at me. If you can see, the entire motion is only originating in my pelvis. I'm not really moving my shoulders or any other part of my body in opposition to my pelvis. Come to center. Let's go the other way. Now I'm practicing with my eyes closed because I've had years of practice. However, what you can do is try to practice each asana at least for 10 to 20 seconds with your eyes closed after you've learned the motion from me. Inculcate the practice of trusting yourself and going within. Give me 3 more. And now come to sit straight. After every asana, I usually stop for 3 to 4 seconds to check in with yourself. Now I can already feel a fire starting to build. Again, because I've been doing this for years, it happens for me instantly. However, for you it might take longer, but just acknowledge what you're feeling. When you acknowledge what you're feeling, that feeling will start to grow. So acknowledge that the Kundalini Shakti is starting to generate and the feeling will start to go. Now we want to basically just start the brain alignment and bring a mixture of all the 9 body systems, the endocrine, lymphatic, digestive, central nervous system, the limbic system, the reproductive system, and bring everything together, the right and left brain alignment, the sciatica nerve and the life nerve, the autonomous nervous system. Okay, so I'm doing everything together today to give you a flavor of how Kundalini Yoga can change your state, your physical, mental, emotional state in just 45 to 50 minutes. And that's why I love this practice so much. And then we're going to move on to a meditation. And then we're going to do a brief Ho'oponopono technique with tapping. And then that's it from my end. Okay, so let's practice now. Okay, so we're going to do something called the ego eradicator, which is going to basically realign your brain, and it's also going to tame your ego. We all have egos, so we need to tame ours. So I'm going to be using a timer. We're going to do this for about a minute and 15 seconds. You're going to bring the fingers into the pads of the hand, the thumb is out. You're going to shoot your hand straight up to 60 degrees, and you're going to use a breath called breath of fire. Breath of fire is basically equal inhale, equal exhale. When you inhale, your stomach will come towards the front of the room. When you exhale, your navel will hit your spine, and it's forceful. The contraindications for any breath work in Kundalini Yoga or any yoga or for any forward and backward bends is if you're on your moon cycle, first, second, third day, if you have high or low blood pressure to the extreme, if you've just come out of surgery, if you're pregnant, please consult with your doctor before you do anything of this sort. If you have a problem with breathing, breathe gently, but breathe equal inhale, equal exhale. That's the rule of thumb. Okay? So we're going to start now in 3, 2, 1. So certain things to remember while you keep going, I'm going to remind you. As you can see, I'm still pumping my stomach, but I'm talking because I'm controlling the inhale and the exhale. Your focus is always going to be at the third eye. You're always going to chant a mantra in your mind. The mantra is primordial sound. It brings intention to your practice. It avoids distraction. Dharana is concentration on your intention at your third eye, strengthening your intuition. Mudra is what we're holding with our hands, the gesture. Asana is now we're sitting in half or full lotus or Padmasana. And this is called a set of asanas in a Kriya. So we're following the 5 pillars of Kundalini and of course one of the most important pranayama or breath, which we're doing with breath of fire. So keep going. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, bring your fingers to touch. They automatically touch. Your thumbs primarily to touch. They are magnetic, they find themselves. Open out your fingers, keep breathing out. Bless your aura with this energy. Come down to the floor, touch the floor and breathe in. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start to, again, align right and left hemisphere. You're going to take your hands straight out in front of you. We're going to do everything for about a minute and a half, including the explanation. So your hands are now in front of you. You're going to turn them slightly towards the outer sides of the room and you're going to start moving them. Like little cantaloupes. I don't want big circles. I just want little cantaloupes right in front of you. Chanting the mantra. The mantra I have chosen for today is Satnam, which is I am true. So I'm chanting in my mind. My focus is at my third eye, encouraging dharana or concentration. My elbows are straight. And I'm breathing in and out at an easy pace. Yogic breath, which means in and out through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Stretch your hands in front of you and slowly bring them to your knees. Go within, see how you feel. There would have been a lot of lactic acid buildup, so you will feel a burning, but that's just stagnant energy disintegrating. And after about 10 seconds, you're going to feel much better. Now we're going to open our eyes and we're going to come into a yogic squat, otherwise known as Malasana. So you're going to just gently put your feet on the ground, toes are pointing slightly outside, around 60 degrees. Lift your butt up and come into a yogic squat. We're going to sit up straight, okay? No hunching over, you're straight. Your triceps are pushing your knees apart, and you're going to feel a nice stretch, or if you're not used to it, a slightly painful stretch. If it's pinching you too much, please avoid this pose. And you're just going to be here, and you're going to give me breath of fire, again generating Kundalini Shakti. We're going to do this for about 30 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in. Lock Mula Bandha, lock Uddiyana Bandha, spiral the energy to your third eye, release. I'm going to turn to the side to show you how to come into downward dog. For those of you who know downward dog, you're just going to place your hands right in front of you, a little bit in front of you, shoulder width apart. You're going to straighten your legs and you're going to just go back into downward dog. No fancy work here, just downward dog. Okay? I'm going to show you downward dog from the side. So we're going to come into downward dog and we're just going to stretch. Just pedal our feet out and stretch. Just stretching everything. The triceps are coming in towards your armpits. Try to get your heels to the floor when you're looking at your navel. You can even bicycle or pedal the feet, bending one knee, stretching out the other. Stretch. And now we're going to come into tabletop. So we're going to come into tabletop and we're going to do cat-cow. So your hips are under your knees. Your shoulders are over, your elbows are over your wrists, everything is in alignment. Your hips are hip width apart. You're going to start with cow on the inhale. So this is cow. And this is cat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep going. And every time you exhale, see if you can squeeze Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. Don't let your belly sag to the floor. Hold your belly in. We're detoxifying the entire endocrine system, starting with the pineal gland, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, the thyroid and the parathyroid, the thymus, the adrenal glands, and depending upon your sex, the ovaries and the testes. Keep going. Breath of fire, forceful, engaging Mula Bandha on the exhale. Give me 30 more seconds. Go at your own pace. You don't have to go as fast as me. Breathe in, breathe out. Come into baby pose, Balasana. Forehead to the ground. Relax your bum on your heels. Relax. Slowly bring your hands towards your knees, and we're going to come into plank pose. And we're now generating the Kundalini. We're doing frog kriya. Frog kriya is a vertical kriya, but we're now doing it horizontally to work the energy going towards the heart. Okay? So we're going to come into plank pose. So just take one foot out, take the other foot out, and there you're in plank pose. This is the correct alignment. No mountain, no valleys. Right here. Okay? You're going to bring your heels together to touch. So look at my heels, they're touching. Your toes are going to splay slightly outwards. You're going to breathe in, out. Moving the energy from the base of the spine, coming into the Swadhisthana chakra, coming into the Manipura chakras, into the navel chakra, into the Mingmen chakra, coming up into the heart where we sublimate it for love and compassion. Keep going. Remain in plank. Now for those of you who can, you're going to breathe in, bring the left knee to the left tricep, back. Bring the left knee to the right elbow, back. Right knee to right tricep, back. Right knee to left elbow, back. Keep going. Relax in plank. Hold your belly in. Balasana. Drag your hands back. Place them on your knees. Go within. Your heart rate should have elevated. And you should feel a slight more opening in your energy centers. Now, while sitting in Vajrasana, we're just going to start detoxifying. So Vajrasana is a very good pose for digestion. You're just going to put the tips of your fingers into your navel. For those of you who can do the pure pose, you can follow me. For those of you who can't do the pure pose, I will show you a modification in about 30 seconds. So, you're sitting on Vajrasana, bum on your heels, toes on the ground, not curled under. Just going to press into the navel. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out, touch your forehead to the ground. And you're going to breathe long and deep here. Activating the intestines, activating the gut. Now, if this is too tough and you can't get your forehead to the ground, you're going to separate your knees. Heels are together. Take a deep breath in. Breathe long and deep. Activating the digestive juices in the stomach. Massaging the large and the small intestines. And now while you're down, you're going to use snake breath. So you're going to inhale and exhale through your teeth. So we'll do that about 3 to 5 times. Take a deep breath in. Slowly curl your spine up. Your neck and your head should be the last to come up. Stay in Vajrasana. We're now going to put our hands on our shoulders. You can be in cactus arms, whichever suits you. And you're going to breathe into the left, out to the right, further detoxifying the kidneys, which hold a lot of stress. If you can hear me, I'm breathing very forcefully. Kundalini Yoga is about efficiency. It's not about vanity and looking and feeling and sounding pretty. If you feel pretty, that's great, but it's not about looking or sounding pretty. It's about being efficient. The more you detoxify your breath through deep inhales of oxygen and deep exhales of carbon dioxide, every cell and every fiber of your being gets cleansed and energized. So let's go. Twist from the waist. Don't twist from the shoulders, twist from the waist. You should feel like a wringing out motion. It's also very good for the obliques. Come to center, relax. We're going to continue in our effort to move the energy up towards the heart, into the throat, into the pineal gland, the Ajna chakra, and let it kind of realign this entire place and then finally sublimate into the Sahasrara chakra. So we're going to again do something which is going to help the energy to move, because a lot of stagnant energies in our hips and thighs. So we need to encourage the energy to keep moving. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but those of you who can, please go for it. Those of you who can't, again, I'm going to give you a modification. So you're going to come into your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. You're going to come into a squat. So you're going to come into a half squat. Okay? And then you're going to hold here. And you're going to do breath of fire here. This is also very good for the skin, for the production of collagen. And you're going to stick your tongue out and do breath of fire. For those of you who can't, wrap your hands around and bring your palms over the tops of your feet. You're going to just be like this. Straighten out your arms and you're going to do the same thing. So from the side, it's going to look like this. Or if you're in the pure pose, it's going to look like this. So we're just going to do this for about 10 seconds more. And now from here, you're going to place your hands here, come down into a full squat. Breathe in, come up only halfway. Breathe out, come fully down. Let's go. It's going to strengthen your legs. It's tough, but it's going to move the energy and give you stronger thighs. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you can't do that, you're just going to do this. Come all the way down, breath of fire for 15 seconds. Rest on your buttocks. Come straight down, further detoxifying the internal organs. Sit in staff pose straight. Bring your hands together. Palms are locked. You're going to breathe in and out. Use your core here. Please use your core muscles. You can even go further back and hold. Use your core muscles. You're inhaling, you're coming forward. You're exhaling, you're going back, all through the nose. Elbows are straight. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pick your feet up, you're going to come slightly forward. You're going to do the same motion, but you're going to twist right and left. So breathe in, out, right, left. So now you're going to pick your feet up. You're going to cross your elbows over. You're going to breathe in, out, complete the exhale on the right, complete the exhale on the left. Last time. Okay, we'll do one more. Slowly come up. Straighten out your feet, and we're going to do something called stretch pose, which is a master pose. So we will lie down. Just put your fingers and see whether you can feel a nadi pulse. You should be able to feel a faint pulse, but once we complete the stretch pose, you'll find all the energy starts to flow through the center of the Sushumna Nadi, not the Ida and not the Pingala, which is the female and the male. It will start flowing right in the center where you get complete alignment. Okay? So you're going to lift all your extremities off the ground, only 6 inches. You're going to use breath of fire and you're going to look at your toes, your eyes are not closed. In 3, 2, 1. Now, if this is too tough, take your hands behind your head, keep going. If this is too tough, alternate legs. If this is still too tough, put your head down and alternate legs. If this is easy, then just pick both your legs up, keeping your head on the floor. Modify but don't quit. Press your inner thighs together, it will give you strength to breathe. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in and stretch. Relax. Lie down in corpse pose for just 10 seconds. Now take your fingers, put them in your navel. I can feel a very strong pulse, and I hope that you can feel yours. You'll also notice that you feel clearer minded, you feel more energetic with this. It really rejuvenates you. It's one of the master poses. It's called stretch pose. Just like Satkriya, just like cat cow, ego eradicator, these are master Kundalini poses. Now we're going to slowly bend our knees and we're going to flip onto our stomachs. And we're going to do something for the reproductive organs. So curl your toes under, like me. Lift your thighs. Place your thumbs in right where your groin and your thighs meet. Place your chin on the floor. And you're going to lift into Heart Shalabhasana. And you're going to breathe in and out deeply here, massaging the male and female reproductive organs. Try and keep your knees straight. Flare out your toes like stars. I hope you're chanting and I hope your focus is at the third eye. Keep going. Now, if of course this is too tough, you can bend your knees. If this is still too tough, alternate the legs. Take a deep breath in, bring your chest off the floor, bring everything down, make a pillow for your head with your palms, rest. Now we're going to come onto our hands. We're going to just take upward dog to stretch out the heart chakra. So either you can keep your toes curled under, or you can come and you can do just a half upward dog. Or you can come with me and we can do the full upward dog. In 3, 2, 1. Stretching out the heart, the throat chakra, Vishuddhi, thyroid and parathyroid, and the thymus gland. And now, for those of you who can, you're going to lift even more and you're going to rest on the tops of your feet here. Working on the central nervous system, you can choose to bring your feet slightly together and now stay here for 20 seconds. Looking about a foot away from your mat, right in front of you. If you start to shiver and wobble, you're in a good place, so you're meant to do that. Release your toes, come into downward dog, stretch, counter stretch. Come down into tabletop and again, relax. Come into downward dog. Lift your right leg up, bring it to the side, cartwheel your hands and do warrior 2. Tracking knees over toes, bend into the front leg. And now you're going to cartwheel your hands up, bring your feet slightly closer together. Bend into goddess squat. Cross over. Open, offer your heart, your front heart chakra. Close, offer your back heart chakra. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Opening to receive from your front heart, detoxifying through your back heart. Go within, keep chanting. If you can, close your eyes, close your eyes. Satnam. I am truth. I am divine. I am full potential. I am made in the image and likeness of the divine. Keep going. Breathe long and deep, opening out the heart center. Breathe in, come into a squat, remain in a squat. Hands on thighs, lift alternate heel off the ground. Activating the nadis in the body. And now lift both heels if you can. Bring your breath to your heart. Focus, sit into your legs. Start to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Only then change happens. Train your mind and the body will be trained. Slowly move on to one side. We're going to do warrior 2 on this side. So warrior 2. Bend into the front knee. Again, bring the hands back. Touch your head to the floor if you can. Or just hang. Stretching out the sciatica nerve at the back of the body. Stretching out the light nerve. Slowly come up and just jump your feet in. And now hang like a rag doll over your legs. Slowly come up. You're going to sit on the floor now and do something for radiance and beauty. So you can either sit in half lotus or you can sit in Vajrasana. I'm choosing to sit in Vajrasana. If it's too painful, take a block, place it here, or take a cushion. You're going to clasp your hands in Venus lock. Venus lock. Clasp your hands in Venus lock. Straighten out your elbows, okay? And breath of fire here. Keep as straight as you can. If you need to take a break, you can put your hands down, but as much as possible, keep your hands up. Just 10 seconds more. Breathe in, breathe out. Place your palms in receiving mode, receiving energy. Roll over your ankles. For those of you who have practiced yoga, you will know Navasana. So we're going to come into Navasana. I'm trying to keep my feet away from the Buddha. I don't think I've succeeded much in this class, but I'm trying. Okay. So, you're going to just bring your hands to cradle your weight slightly. Okay. Bring your feet up into Navasana and you're going to hold here for 30 seconds. So if I take my hands off, I'm still balancing. I'm just using it like a tripod. But otherwise I can balance without. So this is actually what you should be doing. But you can just hold here for balance. Bring your knees into your chest and another 10 seconds here. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Curl your toes towards you. We're going to do something known as yogic sit-up. So you're going to lie down. Cross your hands in front of your chest. Breathe in. Complete the inhale. Over the legs. Breathe out. We're just going to do this 10 times. Now, for those of you who can't, you can use one leg as a lever. Then you can straighten this leg and you can use the other leg. Make sure that the straight leg, the toes curl towards you. Keep going. Give me 4 more. Please don't use momentum. It's a slow, controlled motion. Last time. Pick your legs up and we're just going to rock and roll up. Come to sit on a block. We're going to start the meditation. So this was just a brief taste of Kundalini Yoga and how you feel after you do it. So as you close your eyes, take stock of how you're feeling. Kundalini yoga cannot be explained, it can only be experienced. So we didn't do much, but we still did a lot, if you know what I mean. And now we're going to establish a connection between our hearts and our intuitions, because very few of us have a connection between our heart and our intuition. Before that, we're just going to cut the cords which bind us, either authorized or unauthorized cords, psychic attack, psychic contamination that bind people together unknowingly or knowingly. And it becomes very heavy in the body and it leads to a lot of mental instability, anger, sometimes disease. So we just want to cut that. So we're just going to place the right hand in front of the left, and we're just going to imagine that we're cutting cords, and we're just going to chant our mantra of choice that we've chosen, keeping the focus at the third eye, and breathe fast and vigorously. Imagine that you're cutting authorized, unauthorized cords, cutting any energy, vampire energy from other people, cutting all that doesn't serve your highest purpose for your highest good. Let's do this for about 45 seconds. I can give you a mantra that you can chant, which is very generic. I release everything that's not for my highest potential and highest good. I now release everything that's not for my highest potential and highest good. I now release everything that's not for my highest potential and highest good. I now release everything that's not for my highest potential and highest good. I now release everything that's not for my highest potential and highest good. I now release everything that's not for my highest potential and highest good. Keep chanting. Put some energy into it. Let your hands have intention. Don't have lazy hands. Have jazz hands, active hands, beautiful hands, helping hands. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now cross one palm over the other. Just rest here. Jing Mudra. Get your breath back. You would have noticed that in Kundalini Yoga, even if we don't really do any fast aerobic motions, you still start detoxifying and sweating from the inside out. Your heart rate still gets elevated because you don't really need to jump around to elevate your heart rate or get a metabolic burn. The energy has to be burnt within, because you have to understand that even fat is a toxin. And the way fat enters or leaves your body is energy. It's energetic. So through your breath, through your lymph, through your sweat, through your urine, fat gets eliminated. Through your stool. It's not something that's a solid mass. It's all energy. Just like we are energy, everything is energy. It's an energy which manifests in form. And now we're going to move into a 2-minute meditation, trying to keep it as simple as possible. So you're going to place one hand on your heart, the other hand is going to be at your pineal gland. So you can just place one hand here, you can even place it in Chin Mudra like me, and the other one right here. 3 fingers. I want you to focus on breathing in through both the chakra centers and releasing whatever you don't need through the back of your body. So imagine that the breath is coming in from the cosmos, the unifying force field, into your heart and your pineal gland simultaneously, the Anahata chakra and the Agnya chakra. And whatever you don't need, it's being carried out by the out breath through the back of your heart chakra and through the back of your head. Slowly release your hands, place one hand towards your knee, the other hand towards the sky. Balancing prana and apana. Balancing spiritual and Mother Earth energy. See how you feel now. Bring your intention back to your mind. We're just going to root out of the practice now. Chanting a mantra, Satnam, I am true, honoring ourselves and the full potential divine beings that we are. Satnam. 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 Bring your thumbs to your third eye for Shanti. Bring your thumbs to your lips for Shakti. Bring your thumbs to your heart for Shambhu. Peace, power, passion. Thank you so much for doing this quick glimpse of Kundalini Yoga session with me. And now we'll move on to the Ho'opono technique combined with EFT, which I've used for many people as part of my energy alignment routine to further the practice of Kundalini Yoga. It works extremely well. So in other videos on I'm Strong, you can find what EFT is, going through the pressure point, going through the active pressure points. Right now, we're just going to use a little bit of Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian healing technique, along with some affirmations which I think work very well on a daily basis. So you're just going to come up to the karate chop point, you're going to tap. I release and let go of all that doesn't serve me for my highest purpose and highest good. And today is going to be a fantastic day. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I release all that doesn't serve my highest purpose for my highest good. And I deeply love and accept myself. I release everything that's not for my highest purpose and my highest good. And I love and honor myself. I love you, Avril. You will state your name. I'm going to put in my name. I love you, Avril, and accept you. I appreciate you, Avril, and I thank you. I'm sorry, Avril. Please forgive me. I am a full potential being. I am a vibrating mass of energy. I can have, be, and do whatever I desire. And so I choose to live in potential. I choose to release all conditioning that doesn't serve my highest purpose for my highest good. All negative thoughts, negative actions, negative beliefs, negative memories, negative patterns, all compulsive patterns of behavior, all dark, distress, disease, dense and dirty energy, all stagnant energy, all depleted energy, all dead energy. I release all psychic attack, psychic contamination, authorized and unauthorized thoughts. I release all congestion or depletion or overactivity or underactivity in every nadi and every chakra. I release all of you with love and compassion because you have helped me in the past because I was limited. However, I'm not limited now, so I choose to release you into the light. I choose to release you right here, right now. I choose to release you into the light. Choose to release you into the light. I choose to fill this vacancy with divine light, joy, love, compassion, and potential. I choose to fill my body, every single fiber of my being, with full potential. I see this coming in as a rose gold, beautiful liquid light, coming into every single fiber of my being, into all the 53 trillion cells of my body, empowering, rejuvenating, realigning, rebalancing, reframing my entire being. I am a full potential being and I hold it. I am divine and I know it. I choose to feel, to act, and to think with divinity. I choose to feel, to act, and to think with divinity. I choose to be guided on the path of non-resistance for my highest potential and highest good. And all through today, I will remember how special I am, how blessed I am, how gracious I am to have this precious human rebirth. And I will do whatever it takes to live a full potential life. I love myself and I honor myself. And today has been a wonderful day, and so it is with full faith. Om. Hands down. Deep breath in, deep breath out. You can flutter through your lips. Relax. If you have some water, grab some water. The open dialogue was just 1 minute today that I have for you. I want you to actually start thinking about how you feel after this practice. I told you to be aware of how you were feeling before the practice. I now want you to be aware of how you're feeling now. And now that you know that you can change your energy, just like that, or begin to change it just like that, regular practice is going to make it even easier. And now that you know that you have the power to change your energy, change your life, change your experience, I want you to focus maybe this week on making conscious, empowering decisions. Because every thought we think, every emotion we feel leads to an either empowering or a disempowering action. And that's how we make our presence felt in the universe. And I've lived through these things that I teach. It's not something that I just studied in a book or just studied under a yogi or a divine master or a teacher or a mentor, though I did. But I had the first-hand experience of all this because once upon a time I was extremely, for lack of a better word, broken. But I was not actually broken. I was just a jigsaw puzzle that I didn't know how to put together. I don't think anybody is really broken, but a lot of people say I'm broken, so that's why I use the word. But words have power. So I would refrain from using the word broken. I was just using it as an analogy to explain to you. But you could be like a jigsaw puzzle where pieces are not fitting or there's a missing piece. And you need to bring that together and you need to bring that into harmony, into alignment, and getting that puzzle absolutely the way you want it. And that's life. So thank you so much. I'm truly honored and grateful that you are with me today, and hopefully you will join the class and do a month of Kundalini Yoga and see the magic that it just manifests magic in your life. I'm speechless, but I truly feel that I'm blessed to be able to do this. Once again, from my heart to yours, Atma Namaste, Satnam. Be true to being you, be blessed by the divine, take care, and I bow to the divine person and the divine nature that you are.